Melanie Griffith is a famous actress who has lived through many hard times. Her story shows us that even when life gets really tough, people can keep going and find happiness again. Melanie was born on August 9th, 1957, in New York City. Her mom was Tippi Hedren, a beautiful actress who worked with the famous director Alfred Hitchcock. Her dad was Peter Griffith, who did acting and modeling work. When Melanie was just 2 or 3 years old, her parents split up. This was really hard for a little girl. She couldn't understand why her dad wasn't around anymore. After the divorce, Melanie moved to Los Angeles with her mom. Tippi's acting career was taking off, which meant she had to travel a lot and work long hours. Little Melanie missed her mom, even when they lived in the same house. She felt lonely and wished her mom could spend more time with her. Things got even stranger when Tippi married a man named Noel Marshall. They decided to keep lions and tigers in their house. Yes, real lions and tigers. They were making a movie called Roar and wanted the big cats around. Melanie remembers hearing the lions walking around at night. Their footsteps would shake the floors. It was scary living with such dangerous animals. Every day felt unsafe. Growing up, Melanie watched her mom deal with tough movie directors and the mean side of Hollywood. Tippi was strong, but the pressure hurt her. Melanie saw all of this and learned that being famous wasn't easy. She loved her mom, but felt far away from her. The bright lights of fame seemed to create a wall between them. Melanie started acting when she was very young. She appeared in a commercial when she was just 9 months old. By age 12, she was getting small parts in movies, but she didn't feel ready. Everyone compared her to her famous mom. People wondered if she was only getting jobs because of her last name. Melanie felt like she had to prove herself over and over. At 17, Melanie got her first big role in a movie called The Herod Experiment. She was nervous and unsure. The camera liked her face, but inside she was scared. She was still figuring out who she was. During the late 1970s, she kept taking small roles in movies. People still doubted her talent, but Melanie didn't give up. She kept showing up and doing her best. The early 1980s brought some important changes. In 1984, she starred in a movie called Body Double. The movie got a lot of attention, but not always the good kind. Some people focused on the wrong things and didn't see her real acting talent. Melanie felt misunderstood. She worried that Hollywood would never take her seriously. Then in 1986, she was in Something Wild. Critics finally started praising her acting. They saw that she could really perform. She wasn't just a pretty face. But even with the praise, Melanie still had doubts about herself. Everything changed in 1988 when she starred in Working Girl. She played a character named Tess McGill who was trying to succeed in business. Melanie put everything she had into this role. She worked 16-hour days. She was exhausted but determined. The movie made over $103 million around the world. More importantly, people finally saw what a great actress she was. Melanie said this role saved her because it let people see the real her. Melanie's love life was complicated and painful. When she was just 17, she met an actor named Don Johnson. They fell in love fast and hard. In January 1976, they got married. Melanie thought their love would last forever, but they were both too young. After only 6 months, their marriage fell apart. Melanie was heartbroken. She carried that pain with her for years. In the late 1980s, Melanie and Don found each other again. They were older now and thought they could make it work. In June 1989, they married for the second time. That same year, their daughter Dakota Johnson was born. For a while, they were happy. They had a daughter they both loved. But old problems came back. They still hurt each other without meaning to. By 1996, after 7 years of trying, they got divorced again. They both said they wanted it to work, but love alone wasn't enough. Between her 2 marriages to Don, Melanie married a Cuban actor named Stephen Bauer. She was 24 and looking for something steady and calm. They got married in 1981. Stephen was kind and gentle. In 1985, they had a son named Alexander. Melanie thought she had finally found peace. But Melanie was struggling inside. The pressure from Hollywood was crushing her. She started drinking alcohol and using drugs to handle the stress. She felt like she was disappearing. Stephen tried to help, but he couldn't save her from herself. Their marriage slowly broke apart. In 1989, after almost 8 years together, they divorced. It was sad but gentle. They still cared about each other and their son. Melanie's greatest love came in 1995 when she met Antonio Banderas on a movie set. Antonio was a Spanish actor with a warm heart. They connected right away. In May 1996, they got married. Soon after, their daughter Stella was born. Melanie called Stella a miracle. For the first time in her life, Melanie felt truly safe and happy. The next 18 years with Antonio were the best of Melanie's life. He cooked Spanish food while she danced in the kitchen. Their home was filled with laughter and love. Even Melanie's older kids loved Antonio. He was like glue that held everyone together. They spent summers in Los Angeles and holidays in Spain. It felt like the perfect family. But as Antonio became more and more famous, he had to work all the time. He traveled constantly. Melanie started feeling anxious and insecure again. Old fears came back. She tried to be strong, but inside she was breaking. By the early 2010s, they realized something had changed. They still loved each other deeply, but they weren't happy anymore. In 2015, after 19 years of marriage, they separated. It broke both their hearts. Antonio said he would always love Melanie. She said he would always be her Antonio. Even though they divorced, they stayed friends and raised Stella together. In 2001, Melanie's father Peter died. He was only 67 years old. This hurt Melanie more than she expected. Peter had never been around much when she was growing up, but she had always hoped they would get closer someday. When he died, that chance died too. Melanie realized she would never be anyone's little girl again. She learned that time runs out faster than we think. Melanie's body went through terrible things. When she was 19, while filming the movie Roar, a full-grown lion attacked her. The lion knocked her down and scratched her face badly. She needed dozens of stitches. She looked in the mirror and worried her face would never look the same. But she went back to work anyway. A year later, she was hit by a car. The impact was violent and scary. She woke up in a hospital covered in bruises and pain. After that, she was always nervous around cars and traffic. In her late 20s, Melanie started drinking too much. She also took sleeping pills. The pressure of being famous was too much. In 1988, while filming Working Girl, she showed up to work drunk. The studio fined her $80,000. She felt ashamed. Drinking damaged her liver and made her sick. She went to rehab multiple times, trying to get better. After her divorce from Antonio, in 2015, she went to rehab again. She said it was the darkest time of her life. For 20 years, Melanie suffered from seizures. Her body would shake, and she couldn't control it. Doctors couldn't figure out why. In 2011, she collapsed in public. It was embarrassing and scary. Finally, doctors discovered she had epilepsy caused by stress. After her marriage ended and life became calmer, the seizures stopped. Her body could finally relax. In her 50s, Melanie made a mistake. Hollywood made her feel like she had to look young forever. She got too much plastic surgery. One day, she looked in the mirror and didn't recognize herself. Her daughter Dakota asked what happened to her face. That question hurt worse than any surgery. Melanie had to get more surgeries to fix what she had done. She learned that getting older isn't the enemy. Trying to erase your age is. In 2009, Melanie was diagnosed with skin cancer. Doctors had to cut away damaged skin from her face. She wore bandages and felt humble. The cancer came back several times, and each time she fought it. Through all these health battles, Melanie learned real strength. Not the glamorous kind, but the quiet kind that keeps you going. Today, at 68 years old, Melanie has found peace. She's worth about $40 million. This money came from working hard for decades and making smart choices. She owns beautiful homes in Los Angeles. Her current house has big windows, olive trees in the courtyard, and rooms filled with sunshine. She also owned other properties over the years, including a villa in the Hollywood Hills and a mountain estate. Melanie doesn't live a flashy lifestyle. She drives a black SUV or sometimes a convertible. She has nice antiques and jewelry, but nothing too showy. Her wealth isn't about bragging. It's about feeling safe and stable after so many years of chaos. These days, Melanie spends time with her 4 children, Dakota, Alexander, Stella, and Jesse. They visit often and laugh together. When she goes to events, it's usually with Dakota. She's proud to be a mom. Melanie also gives money to charities that help children, cancer patients, and women in need. She doesn't talk about it much. She just quietly helps. Melanie's daily life is calm now. She takes morning walks, cooks healthy food, and reads. She writes in a journal and works on memoir pages. She hopes her story will help other people feel less alone. In the evenings, she relaxes at home with her dogs. Her health is better because she takes care of herself. She exercises, eats well, and meditates. Melanie's face today shows her real life. It's not perfect, but it's honest. She doesn't hide from cameras anymore. She doesn't hide from life. She has wisdom now that can only come from surviving hard times. Melanie Griffith's story teaches us important lessons. It shows that you can fall down many times and still get back up. It shows that it's never too late to heal and find peace. Her life reminds us that strength isn't about never breaking. It's about putting yourself back together, piece by piece, even when it's hard. From her difficult childhood to her struggles with addiction, from failed marriages to health battles, Melanie kept going. And now she has the calm and happiness she always deserved.